Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTP Boston. I am Michael Marcangelo, joined alongside by my guy, Hollywood Rayshawn Buchanan. On this week's episode, we are going to talk a little bit about the Boston Celtics and the starts of the season, which, you know, if you watched that game against Philly, the first round of the NBA Cup, you lost some years off of your life. We'll talk a little bit about how, what they could do to improve. We'll end the show on a positive note with the New England Patriots again, though. If you watched that game on Sunday, you shaved a couple of years off your life. But before we get into everything, Ray, how you doing? What's your opening take?
Opening take is that my internet's back on. Well, so if you know, you know. So I was just like, yeah.
Now we all know. So
now we all know. It's fine. Whatever. I'm not embarrassed. Things happen. I'm broke, America. And, once again, my SNAP benefits haven't been cut off, but my internet was so, something's working there. So it's okay. It's all right. But no, other than that, I'm good, man. We had a nice little check-in before getting on here. I got my voice back too, because actually I lost my voice Wednesday and Thursday. So it was last week was just rough altogether. So it's good to sound like me again, because I do too much talking before a living not to have my voice at full capacity. So yeah, but other than that, it's good to be back on. And, I look forward to the spirited discussion about New England, because, we were at odds about that, but I'm not sure if that's the same thing now, but we'll see.
That's right. And Ray, I'm great. Thanks for asking. I really appreciate it. But all right, so let's get into it. Let's just kick off with the Boston Celtics, because I know that Ray just cares so much about me. Entering tonight's game, the Boston Celtics they had a record of 3-4. Not great. Mm-hmm. For those of you that were listening on the air, I did make a wager with DK Sizzle earlier in the summer. I had the Celtics winning over 50.5 games. Doesn't look great now, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Right.
A couple of things that I want to talk a little bit about is, obviously there's some negatives, right? This team is still trying to find its way without Al Horford, without Kristaps Porzingis, without Jason Tatum, without Jrue Holiday. But the one thing that really hasn't lagged, which I think is not being talked about enough, is that they have a great defensive rating still. I think they're ranked third. And so despite all the roster changes, injuries, they're still maintaining a high level of defensive performance. That's a good sign. If you can keep the defense stable, the rest should fall into play. Now, this team's going to shoot a lot of threes. We know that. But on the season, Ray, how are you feeling about the Celtics? And does anything that I just said make you feel better?
Well, defensively, sure. I think that, rebounding has been an issue, to say the least. That's not, there's no way to sugarcoat that. And I was saying to myself, I said, we can tell that our excitement collectively has not been the same against about the Celtics, because we did nothing about them until now. And maybe part of that because I wasn't on or whatever. We were worried about football, but
Oh no! You and I did remember we did an anything but the Bruins show, 2 or 3.
Oh yeah. So and I think even they've won 3 in a row now, which is amazing.
Don't care. Not allowed to talk about them.
Well, no, as bad as they started off too, I was like, wow. But I mean, granted, not being back there, I was like, so it was cool to see today are actually winning a couple of games and not just, just selling out to lose. But anyways, yeah, defensive rebounding has been an issue. Ball movement at times has been an issue, which is something that's been a staple. Excuse me, regardless of who's been here. But there's been some positive bright spots so far. And I just hope they build on it. Like I said, 50 may be ambitious, but if they play like how they played the last week, could they get to 45, 46? Yeah, that's doable. But it's early.
I am counting on the fact that I think Tatum's going to come back earlier than most people give him credit for. Just based off of that first appearance when he was making the rounds, it just seems like he wants to be back before March. Now, I think that they need to be in contention in a 7th or 6th or 7th spot for that to happen. Because if they're in 10th, I know about the play-in, but at that point, you should probably just hold it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So right now, this is Jalen Brown's team. He's averaging 25.5 points a game. He's shooting over 50% from the field, which is excellent. But I think the two people that I initially thought were going to step up were going to be Derrick White and Peyton Pritchard. White's, 15 points a game. But the scary thing for me with Derrick White is that, and we talked about this a lot last year and the season before, whenever he took a 3, I just always believed it was going to go in.
Yeah.
And now he's shooting 25% from 3.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that just better better defensive coverage now that, or is it wear and tear? Tell me a little bit about how you feel about it.
So it's probably a mix of both, right? He's been here since 2022, and on his best days, sometimes became a second option here. Sometimes, right? Depending on the game. Remember that 38 he had against Miami in the playoffs. I think he had a couple of 30-point games against Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. So we've seen him do that. But once again, for 2.5 years, he was the best third or fourth option in the league. By far.
Yep.
Far. So when you heighten that role, right? And of course, he wants to do well. He's been Mr. Reliable. He's been someone who plays great defense, hits timely shots. So internally, he's probably putting that own pressure on him to say, hey, you got to step up, got to do that. 15 a night is what he's been doing. It wasn't like he was getting 20 a night with Tatum and all those guys being here. 15 a night is about what he does. It was when he was getting to 15, and sometimes it would be 25, sometimes it would be 30. Obviously, he had 43 last year against Portland, I think, which is his career high. Excuse me, but I think that teams are obviously zeroing in on him more. They realize the importance he has to his team, regardless who's out there. And I think that he just hasn't found his rhythm yet. I think that he'll get there eventually. But yeah, it's unfortunate there's been a rough start, though.
Yeah, listen, it's a long season, so anything can change.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a little nerve-wracking when you see one of your leaders of the team, one of the most efficient scorers that we've had over the last couple of years, struggle in an area that used to be a strength for him.
Right.
So you want to make sure that gets kind of cleared up as fast as possible. But I think, am I wrong to say that Queta is actually a bright spot? He's doing more than maybe some of us thought he could do. His efficiency is good. His rebounding is good. I think he's shooting something along. Hold on, I have his stats here. He's shooting 63% from the field. Now, Rob Williams was shooting like 98% from the field because he was 2 feet away from the basket all the time. Yeah. But I feel like this guy could be a decent big man. I don't know if he's going to be, an all world, but I'd love to hear your take, because he was my biggest fear going into this year was without the KP, without Al. Who do you got, and can they keep up? And it kind of looks like he's doing all right.
So the big man rotation as a whole, so himself, Queta, Tillman, Gaza, I guess you could say Minot's been in there, but we can touch on him in a minute. They've been serviceable, right? Haven't been elite, haven't been out of this world, but they've been serviceable. And to elaborate on the Queta, point, yeah, we heard about what he was doing over the summer, right? Heard that he had been really dominating in international play, right? And we just kept saying, yeah, that's cool what you're doing over there. It's awesome. Can you come close to that? And he has. To his credit, he has come very close, sometimes even surpassed what he did over in Europe over the summer. So sometimes all you need is someone to give you a chance, right? And he had been a developmental player here with the J.D. Davises of the world, with the, Yamandar, who still hasn't gotten over here. So I think he's probably not ever going to play here in Boston. But he was in that mode. He was just, lonely signing from Sacramento. Got him off waivers, I believe. And, they're taking him under his wing, and he's been really good each year. And he's starting to take that leap. So hopefully it continues. I still want them to add something up there if possible. Not going to restrict them financially. But yeah, he's done a really good job. And once again, Garza has been better than expected. Minot's been better than expected. And even Tillman has had some decent moments already this year. So hopefully they can keep it up. But yeah, it's still definitely a weak spot for them right now at the moment.
And can I tell you where that weak spot really shows itself, and based on everything that we've kind of talked about so far, is when you match up against a team like the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
A 27 point blowout. That team is big. Listen, KD is your starting two on that team. So you got length, and he's dropping 26, and Goon's dropping 16 and 10, almost had a triple double. Mm-hmm. That's the type of team right now, based on who the Celtics are, that you don't really have answers for, because the margin of error is so small without Tatum and without a big man. And I felt like watching that game, and especially coming off of the heels of what should have been a blowout against Philly, and it should have never come down to that ass clown Joel Embiid missing a 3-pointer to win. Like you're up by 24 points going to halftime.
Right.
Like close it out. Coming off of that win, you just get your asses stomped by a very, very good team.
So, yeah, right. And I'm glad you ended with that part because context matters. I think that it was even last year or the year before, you're like, man, how can you lose by that much to this team? And the team is led by Kevin Durant. And Thompson's taking another leap. Albert Sengun is taking another leap. Jabari Smith Jr. is taking another leap. Terry Eason, so on and so forth, right? And obviously, they still playing without Fred VanVleet, who's probably coming off the bench when he's right again, because there's no need for him to be out there with the starting unit when he's maybe 5'11", 6 feet on a good day, right? Very talented. I know DK is not a fan of this game, but he is someone that can hoop and get you big buckets if needed. So, there's that component there, but it was really a perfect storm, right? So last Wednesday, they smoked Cleveland. Smoke them, right? Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, pretty tall themselves. But obviously, you have, Donovan Mitchell. You have, not Sam Merrill, but I forget who was out there, Dean Wade, and some other guys out there. Like, they're 6'7" or 6'8", but they're not someone who is going to overpower you with that length, right? But I think I think the smallest person is Amen Thompson. He's 6'9". Like, it was very smart of Ime to do and play that type of lineup on a regular basis. So hopefully they stay healthy. But yeah, between it being a back-to-back, between all the length that Houston has, it was a perfect storm to have what they call a schedule loss. Because the game was 27 points, as you mentioned, when you opened it up. It wasn't that close. It wasn't.
No, I never felt that close.
So,
well, so I understand the notion of a scheduled loss, especially, back to back. But the problem is we don't know what the scheduled wins are anymore as currently constituted.
True. I think it was going to be Cleveland. They came in and smoked them by 20. So I'm just saying, I don't know. And maybe that's part of why for this year. I don't know. But I was shocked. Once again, one shot they won. I was shocked by how much they won by.
Yeah. 3 of their losses are by 10 points or less. 2 of them are by 6 points or less. Right. So very easily this team could be 5-2. And we'd be talking a little bit differently about it. But the chips fall what they do. But their losses are, 128, 101. I hate Joel. You know this. I've made no qualms about it. I hate the fact that you lose season opener to him. But whatever. Whatever. Knicks 105, 95. Again, I felt like you would have got up for that game a little bit. But listen, their wins too are the Cavs, 76ers, and the Pelicans. So they're not. They lose their first 3, they win their next 3. They're a streaky team. I guess if you had to make a prediction about what's to come or what we should expect over the next, let's say, week or 2 heading into December.
Yeah, I got the next week. So Wednesday is Washington. You get a back-to-back in Orlando, Philly, and then you got Memphis here at home, and then the Clippers next Sunday. We're following Sunday on the 16th. I think they beat Washington. They're up 10 right now against Utah. I think they split against the Magic. The Magic have been a house of horrors for them because Ben Caro is a problem. But I think they split Orlando. I think they get Philly again. I actually think that they lose to the Grizzlies here at home next week. And I feel like that's just... I'm sorry, the Clippers game. I forgot. We're here. As good as Kawhi has been and some other guys have been on the team, they're still Jekyll and Hyde. I'm going to give us that game, even with the Clippers being a better team, obviously on paper. I'm going to give us that win there.
So you have them going, is it 5-2 or 4-3? Hold on.
So Washington...
Go
ahead.
As we record this, you did say we have a 10-point lead against Utah.
Yes.
Are you expecting them to
Yes, to win.
Okay. All right. Then Washington.
Yes, win.
So that's 2-0. Split with Orlando, so that's 3-1. Beat Philly, so that's 4-1. Beat Memphis or lose to Memphis?
Back to back. They lose to Memphis.
So 4-2.
Mm,
and then beat LA. So you have them going 5-2 over the next 7.
yeah. I think if they could find a way to be 12-8 in the first 20, that'd be a huge win. Huge win.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable. Once again, for those, and once again, y'all were right to clamor and to belabor the point about Jalen Brown. I just want him to continue to prove y'all right. And he has. He's played great. Derrick White needs to prove me right again, because I was one of the few that was banging the drum for Derrick White as soon as he got here. What he's become is what I saw in San Antonio. I was like, we're going to love him here, and we have. So now it's just a matter of, building on that and getting back to what you were. I want to see Ann Simons get involved more. I think that he's been awesome here. He has tried defensively. Once again, he's still not a good defender, but he's tried, and that matters.
Yep.
So he's fit in seamlessly, in my opinion. So I really like Josh Minot. I really do. I didn't think that he'd be the value signing that he became or he's become so far, but he's cemented himself as a starter already. But, how do you feel about the rookie, though? Because we didn't talk about him yet, but Gonzalez. Because you see, type of player.
Yeah, listen, I think he's what, 15 minutes a game so far, so it's not enough for me to say like I feel great about him. I think that there's definitely building blocks there. You've seen a little bit from him. What I would like is obviously to see him play upward, and obviously I think they're gonna slowly get him up there, increase the minutes. But let me see what he looks like when he's playing 20 minutes a game.
Yeah, but you gotta love his hustle though. His hustle is just
he's
crazy.
I feel like, I don't know if it's just biased from watching or biased from being a fan, but
right.
Celtics players, for the most part, hustle. They always do, and they always have for our lifetime and our parents' lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a thing, right? I know that you want to talk about him, but I just want to quickly pivot, and then I'll let you go on you go. If Derrick White gets back to shooting his historical norms and gets back to upwards of 40% from 3, this offense is like the sky's the limit again.
Yes.
Right. And I'm not saying that it's not where it is solely because of him, but if he gets to where he normally is, I think the offense opens up completely.
For sure.
And it puts less pressure on him and gives more time for guys like Gonzalez to come in and show what they can do.
But the problem is, and Joe's doing it out of loyalty, so I get it. Pritchard should not be starting. He had him as a starter. He gave him that nod. He's been here. He has the sweat equity. Excuse me. He's a spark plug, and it's okay. He's phenomenal in his role. He's a star in his role. He should be coming off the bench. So to me, it should be Simons, White, JB, Minot, Queta. That's your 5. Then Pritchard, Hauser, and then either Gonzalez or whoever's coming off the bench as your 6, 7, 8 guys. And that to me, that optimizes their best chance for winning, in my opinion. Because even we've seen a little bit of it tonight. And I said this when we talked about it in the offseason, whatever. When Anthony Simons gets hot, watch out. It is hard to duplicate someone that can score 20 a night in this league. It's hard. I don't care what team you're on. I don't care what system you're in. It is hard to replicate someone that can get you 20 a night whenever he wants to. And he's looked to buy in. He's tried to buy in, and he has flashes of name in his game. We've talked about that, but his off the dribble, off the screen 3 is elite. It's elite, and to play in Joe's system, you need guys out there that can do that. Because you know who else is really great off the dribble and off screens? Well, we don't have him right now because he's in street clothes. You need that on the floor as much as possible. So I get it. I get the loyalty thing. I get it. But Pritchard's not a starter.
Do you think?
Not full time.
Do you think he's earned the right to lose the starting job though?
Sure, but I'm saying just from the fan perspective, what I've seen, is not a starter. Once again, excellent player, will forever be in Boston lore because of what he was able to do in that well, and really in all the playoffs. It wasn't just the finals run, but he's been really good in the playoffs for us.
Well, his full court shots were ridiculous.
Crazy.
And that's it. I mean, he just absolutely ridiculous.
Every now and then I'll watch it because I was there for Game 5, obviously when they won. I was behind Dallas's bench, and when he let it go, and you see it rolling in the air, hits it, and players on Dallas was just like it. Their basketball souls left their body. They knew at that moment, given a miracle, it's over. So that's the type of shots he was in. He's been awesome with that. But to me, like I said, he's the perfect six man, which is why he won it. We've had 2 of the last 3 six men of the year with Brogdon and then obviously with Pritchard. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, historically though, or I would say over the last 5 or 6 years, if you win an award like that for the Celtics, your next season's probably your last. So Brogdon, Marcus, hopefully Peyton doesn't go.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, he's also one of the younger ones that won it too.
Yeah.
He's 28. So I'm just like, dude, like, you're 28 years old. And he's on a team-friendly salary, deal as well. So I don't know. I just think to me to maximize what he's been doing, what he has been, what he will be, it's better for him to be off the bench, in my opinion. But, but like I said, just earn the right to lose a starting job. And hopefully, if it gets to that point, that Joe won't hesitate to do it.
Yeah, I think Joe is a lunatic, so I actually don't think he would hesitate to do it.
Nice.
I do think he's loyal. I think he puts a lot of value in that. But good transition into our last topic on the Celtics, unless you have something else you want to talk about. But if they do get to 12-8, let's just say they get to 13-7 through 20 games, and let's say that they get to a point in February or March where they're in 6th or 7th, and the team's trending up before Tatum comes back. What does this say about the job that Joe Mazzulla has done? Because myself included, been very critical about Joe.
But once again, rightfully so, though. It's not like it wasn't warranted.
But I think you learn a lot about a coach when the chips are down. And right now the chips are down. They're as down as they've ever been since he's been here.
So we 08 Bill. That's the thing, because once again, that's our Tom Brady got hurt. What can you have that 11-5? Once again, I want you to make the playoffs because it was something for them to go the 50-32, like you said. Now, great. Hold on, actually, sorry, I was about to say something crazy. I was like
51-31.
50. No, I was saying about 50 in the East right now. You would like when we were growing up, you would have been an 8th seed with 50 wins, that's crazy. But now you're going to be a 4 or 5 seed. So cool. Like, let me get that out the way. It was super volumes about the job that he's done, and once again, I want him to showcase that. I actually was supposed to meet him last season, and he spoke to me for 2 or 3 minutes as if I was someone that was on the team. And I told him, I said, I haven't always agreed with everything you've done, but you cemented it last year that you're the man for the job. So I said, keep growing, brother, keep going. And he was so appreciative of that. So not as much of a lunatic as he's shown on our press conferences. Like, he's really a nice, laid back, cool guy.
Yeah, no, but I do think he cares about people. He cares about people, but he doesn't care about what people think.
Right, correct.
That's the distinction that he makes. And I got to tell you, I don't care. I mean, I think he's a nice guy, but he is a lunatic because he did the coaches versus the media basketball game, which is fucking
love it.
Just to beat the piss out of them, like literally just to do it. And
love it.
It brought them closer. I love that too. But he's maniacal.
He is. But that's what I'm saying. Can you be 08 Bill? Because if Bill could have did that with the media, he absolutely would have. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Would have had Phil Perry on him? Absolutely. I would love to see Tom Curran get rocked into the sidelines. Love that. JJ McCarthy over Drake. Are you stupid? Let's talk. We can get into that. Come on. I'm ready.
Well, remember, though, Bill would also have taken JJ McCarthy over Drake May.
Yeah.
When the Patriots selected
him, he would have won 12 games with JJ, so it's different. But yes, that's true.
All right, so
you would have.
Well, we're segueing into the Patriots. The Patriots had a heart attack victory at Foxborough, but hello, they won at Foxborough, so that's great.
3 times this year. Let's go.
I said it in the as that lead was slipping away. It's what. Oh, God, I mean,
he was ready. He was ready. I knew he was ready. I know.
I just said this team sucks at home. They do. Like, they try and lose it, and it felt like this was a game that they were going to try and lose. That they had no business losing. Right. Drake May 19-29, 260 yards ish, 2 TDs, a pick, a fumble. So the turnovers were back in this game. But one thing that I've wanted to happen in the last couple of weeks, I didn't want anybody to get hurt, but I wanted to see what you have. I think you really got a very good understanding of what Travion Henderson is. 14 carries, 55 yards, so almost 4 yards a carry. 4 catches, 32 yards, averaging 8 yards a catch. Like, we need more of him because he is explosive, but he needs reps. He needs more and more and more. But obviously, bright spot of this game was Top Douglas again. 4 catches, 100 yards. He's actually emerging, I think, as a real deep threat in the NFL, not just a Patriots deep threat, but an actual deep threat. So what did you think about the game, right? 'Cause I think you and I kind of feel the same way about this team, especially at home.
Just a side note, rest in peace to Pop Douglas' uncle, who came out after the game that, his uncle had got shot and killed the night before the game. So for him to come out and have that type of performance, just speaks volumes about who he is as a pro, but obviously with a heavy heart. So thoughts and prayers to the family, and, hopefully he gets some type of peace in the future. But speaking of peace, they're giving me peace as a fan. Because vindication is the wrong word, because no one expected them to be 7-2. But when I half-heartedly said to you, there's a path that this team gets to 10 wins, and y'all was like, no way. And I'm just like, you don't add everything that you added. And if we're expecting Drake to be that guy, 10 wins is doable. And guess what? What's going to happen now? Like, they're going to get 10 wins. Because you still got the Jets. They're going to get to 10 wins. So that's beautiful. Still want more of that fear at Gillette. Like I said, I've been clamoring about that. Like, you used to know when you came off the bus, it was over.
Yep.
You should know. Oh, I mean, Carolina found out, who, that win looks a lot better now than, because they've handled other teams and we got them up out of here.
Yeah. The team that we just beat by 1, Carolina beat by 30.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, but once again, that's the any given Sunday. That's the NFL for you. But context, that it should have been 28-7 at the half. Or 24.
Yep.
Whatever it was. It should have been that at the half. They were rolling. Yeah, Atlanta got a pass rush. Yeah, they got a good corner, AJ Terrell. It was looking real easy. That wheel route throw to Pop Douglas, I was like, this is everything I've been saying, and we were saying about Drake May. We felt it last year, but we didn't have the horses. And when you add the talent they've added, you add the coaching they've added, it comes together for a perfect storm. So I'm excited about 7-2. It feels real good to be back at the top of the AFC. It feels familiar. And I just say there's more to come.
Well, to be clear, we're not number 1 in the AFC. We're close. We're 2. The Colts are still.
Are they not both 7-2?
Yeah, but tiebreakers in home and conference. The record for the Colts, they're 6-1 in conference. We're 4-2.
Oh,
that's what it comes down to. Now they played trash bags, but
don't to your head though. We had to go out there.
Listen. 2 weeks ago, I was on the Power Ranking show because Bob Kelly couldn't be on his own show, so it was me and DK, and DK and I plausibly discussed how it could be the Patriots in the AFC title game this year, because in the divisional round they go to Indy, or where the Indy comes here, and we smash them because Indy's a fake team. Yeah. I said, now you're going to hate this, so I'm happy to repeat it for you. If you win 13 games this season and get blown out the first game of the playoffs, that's still a win for me. That's still an absolute fucking win of a season for me, based on where you should have been and where you actually are.
This would be one of the few times I'm okay with that statement, because what would have been accomplished this year is that now you have other guys looking to say, okay, if you put me here, if you put me there, we can go to the Super Bowl. I'm fine with that, because now you said, and that's why I kept saying, and you was like, no, temper your expectations. I'm like, no, you got to start winning so that guys can say, okay, I'm the missing piece. That's why we used to be dominant. That was part of the reason. Okay, we got Tom, we got Gronk, got Edelman, whoever, got Rodney Harrison, got the Vrabels, got Teddy Bruschi's, got, whoever. There was other guys, higher guns, Darrell Revis, Akeem Talib, just saying.
Brandon Browner.
Yeah, Browner, it's just like, okay, just come in and just be the priest that puts them over the top. Like, that's what I was looking to get back to. Like, I didn't care about going 8-9 or going 4-13 the last couple of years. Like, that did nothing for me. Now, yes, it gets you the quarterback of the future. It gets you the left tackle of the future. So they got
And the easiest schedule in the last 50 years in the NFL.
but and
I'm not, when you were a bad team, that bad of a team, 2 years in a row, and you're not in a good division, which we are not, because we have the AFC East has never been a good division. It's either just been the Patriots or
right, but it was easy then, right, when Tom was running the helm. But everybody got worked. Everybody.
yeah.
We're starting to get there where this team was undefeated on the road. You know how I feel about teams that can win on the road. If you could go into someone's house and say, "Hey, kick your feet up," like it's my time. Like I will always go to bat for that type of team that can get it done on the road. So I want you to be better at home, but when you could go into someone's house and say it doesn't matter, I'm here for that. That's my biggest indicator of a team that could contend, in my opinion. Or not the biggest, but one of the biggest components. But the schedule thing is killing me because a lot of y'all that are listening to this, a lot of y'all that was on Twitter, you didn't have them more than 5 wins. You know why? Because you had PTSD. We had PTSD collectively as a fan base. So we got to 1 and 2. A lot of y'all felt vindicated. Oh man, told you guys. He's not much better than Vrabel. Once again, we had moments, we brought it up on here too. So we're guilty. Then you get 2 and 2. And it's like, oh, but in Buffalo. And I think that's when people woke up and was like, oh, they may have something here. And then they just kept getting it done, so far, obviously. Because we talked about it. I said, they might mess around and be 7-2 going into Denver. There's a legit shot. And here we are. And I love what he said this morning on the Greg Hill show. I'm not apologizing for wins. I'm not. Once again, we saw purgatory here the last 3 or 4 years. I'm not apologizing for an easier schedule, for eking out a win. No effing way. In the words of Big Daddy Kane, I get the job done, baby. I work. Like I don't care about how it got done. Get it done, and they've gotten it done. I don't care about that. That's insane to me. And people that's on Twitter talking about that, y'all are ridiculous. I'm sorry. That makes no sense to me. Insane.
I just want to listen. I'm not negating their success. I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just pointing out the same thing that I pointed out 5 years ago when the show almost came to an end because the Steelers were 11-1 or 12-0, and you, me, and Bobby were pointing out the fact that they hadn't played anybody, and we did that for other teams. So, yes, listen, they beat the Bills in Buffalo. That game is fucking wild. They dropped 32 points on one of the best, statistically the best defense in the NFL this year so far, the Cleveland Browns, right? Mm-hmm. They put up 42 on the Panthers.
Right.
Again, like this team can score. Absolutely. And if they can get to 11 to 13 wins in year 1 of a rebuild, like how are you not happy?
Right. Of course not.
Thank you. This is year 1 of the rebuild. Thank you.
You want to keep on the rebuild program. That's fine. It's feel like damn near year 20 the way some of y'all saying about. I'm just that'll always be that'll be forever be our joke. But no, I know. No, last year was supposed to be year 1 of rebuild. Shock out telling me with mayonnaise, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Literally nothing. They took them to the hill. And they went rolling down the cliff ever since. It was out of control. I mean, he did screw us in the final game. So, no, I don't know. I don't need to go back and see what y'all can listen to it. Y'all can rewind it, come back, rewind it again, listen to it. Thank God it's on YouTube. But yeah, the Pittsburgh point, yeah. But if we're comparing Drake May to 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger, I don't know what to tell you.
No, just the tomato cans that each of the teams played. That's it. That's it. But you can't control who you play. You can just control the outcome.
Right, as much as I can't stand Pittsburgh, once again, going 11-0, obviously they lost the last 5 going into the playoffs, which that was insane. But it was like that you lose to Cleveland in the first round.
After losing to Cleveland in the final
game. That's right. After losing in the final game. So that should let people know about Baker Mayfield then, but that's another topic another day. But I don't know. I just think to me, that team had been old forever. And they were on their last leg. this is not that. Yes, you can make the schedule comparison, so I won't sit here and be hypocritical there. We got a 23-year-old quarterback who's balling.
You're gonna win.
He's balling.
Listen,
Balling.
it's still the NFL, and you got to win, and they're doing that right now. They're finding ways to win as opposed to finding ways to lose, which they have done the previous 3 years. Gonzo,
Yep.
how we feeling about him?
Well, the leaguers now know that he's a dog. We know he's a dog. Now, their Drake dropping hits all over the stadium.
He sure was. Was.
Went on a world tour. As much as I like Marcus Jones, I don't know why Ellis Hobbs 2.0 is out there on Drake London. I don't understand it. And a loss of words. I really am.
Well, I mean, one of the defining plays of the game is when Gonzalez was on him, and then basically, I mean, he got lucky. He didn't get a concussion, but he didn't come back in the game.
Yeah, I hate how injury prone he's become to some extent. But overall, I mean, once again, the league is starting to realize what we've already known. He's that guy. Every corner has a day where they don't play as well. I'd be more concerned if he got torched by a scrub. Like, Jay Leonard's not a scrub. He was a 10th pick overall in the draft 2 years ago. Not a scrub. Well, hopefully he has a bounce back week next week against Tampa, but I'm not concerned. I'm concerned with him staying healthy, but I'm not concerned with him.
So let's say he is healthy and he plays next week. You feel good about putting him on Ibuka?
I do. Because like I said, we haven't seen him have back-to-back moments where you're like, what's going on out there? We just haven't. Now, if it happens next week, then obviously we have to revisit the conversation, but I'm confident in what he can do on the field. Now, will Ibuka still get, some catches and still be a factor, most likely, but I trust Gonzalez to make a play. Yeah, that's what it'll come.
Okay.
I trust him to make a play, or even two, where you're like, oh, that's who he is. So I'm excited for the matchup. I think it'll be great, but I can't wait.
Obviously, Kayshon Boutte had to leave the game, so we need him. We need him to be healthy because I think the rapport between Drake and Kayshon is right up. It's right up there with Hunter Henry. But I as I say that, I'm like, he has great rapport with Pop, Hunter, Stefan, Travion, Hoops. I mean, Mac Hollins is actually producing some every week. So I guess my question is, halfway through the season, did we underrate this receiving core?
No, but it's a fair question now. But no, because what we saw on paper was that they were subpar. But what we've also seen is that when you have a guy who's been proven to be a number one, Stephon Diggs, be a guy that could take away certain coverages, right? And take the best corner with them.
I mean, it's just so sorry to jump on you, but it's just so fucking clear that because he's there, Pop and Kayshon, everyone else are having easier time.
Once again, I mean, granted, we felt that it was an overpay at the moment, right? 3 years, $72 million, I think 40-something guaranteed. But we were in a position where we had to do that. We had to overpay to get that type of talent in the room. Same thing with the Spillanes and Harold Landry's and Milton Wood. Like you had to do that because you were coming into a position where you weren't as formidable as your other adversaries, not just in the division, but in the league. And Diggs has been what T.O. was in Philly before all the nonsense happened. Has come in, been a model citizen, has talked great about the team, the quarterback, the city. He's been awesome. And he's had some really good games here. He's had a great attitude. And he's really helped Drake May's progression, just like he did with Josh Allen. So I have nothing but great things to say about Stephon Diggs. I wish that Kyle Williams would step up now. He's looked like Tyquan Thornton 2.0. And that's that's infuriating. Especially with Tyquan Thornton looking good now in Kansas City. Like, that's wild to me. Even your boy Juju at times. So I'm just like, wow. But that's also because of the quarterback. So let's keep it real. It makes me think that Tyquan Thornton would have been something here with Drake May. He would have been close to that. But But like I said, we'll never know unless something changes. But
Your take on Cherry Henderson?
love him. I'm with you day one on that. Like he needs more time, like you were saying. So I'm with you. When I saw him in the preseason, I said, "Oh, you've now found James White, but more explosive." I was like,
Well, so what I'm asking you is in the context of in a game without Ramondre, do you feel like 14 carries is enough? Like, shouldn't he have gotten? Should they really be splitting carries 14 to 11 between him and Terrell Jennings?
to keep it fresh in the platoon system in the NFL, yeah, you do. Now you know how I feel about run the run game. You know how I feel about that. I'm the sole person on the show that you run to self to pass. So yes, I wanted to run it 30 times with him if you can. Once again, but if it's working, right? I don't want
Right.
you to run it 30 times for 84 yards. Like that's insane. But the 14, like I said, for 55, a shade under 3. I mean, shade not 3, shade 4 yards of carry. Like fine, I'm okay with that. And then, like I say, he got some in the backfield too. But as long as he's getting, like you said, I think that 18 to 20 touches a game, which he was around that spot this time around, we're good.
18
Yeah.
exactly.
And Terrell Jennings looked good in the short moments that he had. So looked good.
I know, but that really scares me when Ramondre comes back because now Vrabel's going to say, "Well, we have 3 backs again."
I'm still okay, even though as much as I have hated what Ramondre's become, because I was a big supporter of him, still to an extent, but just not the same. I don't have the same fervor about him as I did before. I think he's still very excellent in short yardage situations, and you need that. Period. Especially anyway, if you're gonna play, you need to have that. So he's still very elite in short yard situations. For that alone, you need him. Period. You need him, and he's been better recently before the injury. They've obviously drilled it home to him. Obviously, Josh had rookie Ramondre, so they know what they have in him. But obviously, Bill was the ultimate, like, well, once you drop the ball, your career is over, type thing, which is really an insane way to live. But obviously, when you're doing it that much to the point that you become Tiki Barber 2.0, that's when it's a problem. And, I just hope that when he comes back again this time, that they use him in short yardage situations. Oh, hell, put him as the fullback, too. I think he'd be the best fullback in the league. By far.
I mean, listen, you clearly notice that he's not out there for pass blocking schemes because he is a far superior pass block than either Henderson or Jennings are. But I think you should see, keep leaning into what you might have here with Trey and see what happens. I just want to quickly point out that I think you and I would both characterize this game by Drake May from a quarterback standpoint as not a great game, right?
No.
However, in his first not great game in 5-6 weeks, he still had a 66% completion percentage. Like he's figured that part out. He is efficient. I don't think he was sacked 6 times, 38 yards. I would say his scrambling ability ensured that he wasn't sacked 9 times for 60 yards, right? So you're gonna get what you can get with those. The fumbling, I don't love that. He's gonna take care of the ball more. I think.
Yeah, that kept him in the game.
Right. Yeah. Of course it did. Yeah.
In the game, and out today, as high as we've been on him, that I would have said that loss is on him if they had lost yesterday.
Of course.
Because you can't, he throws the pick, obviously, but that fumble was inexcusable. Like too cute with the ball. Like that can't happen.
What'd you before you pick, this week's games, what'd you think about Michael Penix? You got to see him up close.
He's probably closer to his ceiling, than he is his floor. And I mean, I think that's unfortunate for Falcons fans because he'll be a career backup in about 3 or 4 years. In my opinion. Once again, I could be totally wrong. But nothing about his game was like wow to me. I know he was on some people's radar here, but it's like, yeah, I didn't see something that was like, oh, I saw a black Dylan Gabriel yesterday. And I don't see anything special in the moment. Right now, anyways, right now.
That's so ridiculous. A black Dylan, good for you.
And
Listen, Kyle Pitts.
listen, you know how I feel about him. I'm ready to take him. A fan. I
Are you
need.
sure? Are you sure he's a good tight end?
I'm sure you put him with Drake Mackey will be, or Drake May would be. Absolutely, absolutely.
Because you would have thought like Kirk Cousins loves tight ends. Like he made them everywhere, and he couldn't do it with him.
I mean, to be fair, Kyle Rudolph was already good. You know, obviously, you know, he had T.J. Hawkinson. Once again,
Who was the guy? But the guy in Washington though, that wasn't nobody.
oh, I'm trying to think. He didn't play with Vernon Davis. Oh, he did actually. He was just late as crap.
He might. Yeah. Well, Vernon Davis, not a nobody.
I know. Oh my gosh. I know who you're talking about. It's just not. I know. I think it's the number 86, but I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. But yeah, no. I mean, he's done that. Sometimes I think people just need to change the scenery to become what they need to become. Kyle Pitts would absolutely be an upgrade over Austin Hooper. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for him to be your secondary guy with Henry, I think
it was Fred Davis.
Fred Davis. Okay, yeah. There we go. So I knew. See, it's funny. I knew it was a Davis. I couldn't. Yeah, but yeah, give me him here in New England. I think he'd be great here. I really do, and I will stand by that.
All right. So it's you know, I hate that it's week 9 already. I hate how fast, or week 10. Sorry, how fast the NFL season goes by. Week 10 kicks off Thursday, November 6th. We have this loss looks worse and worse every single week. The Las Vegas Raiders traveling to Mile High to play the Denver Broncos. If there were two teams or two brands of football that I couldn't stand more, it's just these two. I hate the Denver Broncos irrationally. I'm not a Bo Nix guy, not a Sean Payton guy, and I hate this narrative that they're fourth quarter wizards. Denver is 8.5-point favorites. Quite frankly, it's a divisional game. Otherwise, I think that they'd be 12.5-point favorites. Give me Denver.
I was waiting for you to do this. You know, I actually like you better than some of the other NFL teams, but I'd say this idea that you think that you're the best. Like, because you're not. I'm the best. I was waiting for that. But
they're not even worth a pipe bomb promo. You know, I'm not going to do that.
Very happy for him too, by the way. But you know, but very happy for him. I want to see where that storyline goes. But you know, side note. But Denver should win. Once again, oh, and Michigan, we ain't talking about this then. When they played Kansas City, NFL team, I said 14.5 is low. They didn't even score against Kansas City that game. They didn't even score. So 8.5 is low. 8.5 is low. Denver might win by 20. Denver might win by 20. And shout out to Julian Edelman. That was a hilarious line he dropped on NFL on Fox talking about. He was like, man, he was like, I just knew that Pete Carroll was gonna throw. Oh man,
he's so good in that role. I mean, Gronk sucks at it, but Edelman's amazing. Another Berlin game, so another international game, which means that football starts at 9:30 in the morning, which I absolutely fucking love. We have the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, traveling to Berlin to take on the home team, the Indianapolis Colts, coming off of a pretty shaky loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Colts are favored by 5.5. I just want to point out, I just hope that this is a good game, because I think 2 years in a row, the NFL has been trying to right some old wrongs and really punish the German people and provided them with absolutely the worst football games that I've ever seen. One of them, the Patriots played in. But this has all the makings of a high scoring game. I'm still a believer in the Colts, so give me the Colts over the Falcons.
Yeah. Once again, they've responded all year. Every team's going to have hiccups. No team is without blemish. So, and once again, they still had a chance to win Sunday, to the picker song. So, but yeah, they should win on Sunday. I got them.
Giants at Chicago. The Bears are a 3.5-point favorite. That should be higher. I know that the Giants are a gritty team. I actually like what Jackson Dart's doing. I like that team, but no Scatterboo. Give me the Bears, and give me the Bears by more than 3.5. I would put the Bears as a 7-point favorite here.
Yeah, Caleb Williams was good. Granted, when you give up 42 points, it looks wild. And Jackson Dart, Mania seems to be kind of on ice right now, but I've liked how he's looked. But yeah, they don't have enough.
No. The Bills travel to Miami. The Bills are 8.5-point favorite. I think that should be 14. I wonder what Miami's going to look like after the trade deadline. If they've already started trading some pieces.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is Jalen Waddle still there? Let's see what that looks like. But give me the Bills by a fucking mile.
I mean, if you think I was going to say hey, picking Miami, I mean,
No, I'm pretty sure you're going to pick that game.
never.
We have the Ravens traveling to Minnesota. You know what? Fuck Lamar. Give me the Vikings. The Vikings are a 4.5-point underdog at home, by the way.
Crazy. No, you said give you Minnesota. You said,
Yeah, the Vikings just beat Detroit. I think Detroit's about.
got you. Yeah, no, that was a big upset. I think that people didn't think that they was going to beat Detroit in Detroit. I think now they're starting to look kind of like what you and Dave thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. I'm talking about Detroit. And even Minnesota too, where I feel like you guys were a little higher on them than most. But yeah,
Just to be clear, we picked Minnesota to win 7 games.
I know, but I think that's still higher than what some people thought. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the crib, coming off a big win, yeah, I'll roll with that and say that Minnesota gets it done there. Even though Lamar looked okay last week, I think he's still hampered by the injury, and I think they forced him back, which I understand because they're like, look, our jobs are on the line. So I get it.
And the division's still right there.
Right, I mean, correct. Yeah. So yeah, but no, I don't think they get it done this week. So yeah, I'll go with Minnesota.
Cleveland travels to New York, play the Jets. The Jets are a 2.5-point favorite, which is mind-boggling. Yeah, give me Cleveland. Honestly, they have the top 5 defense in the NFL, and I just don't think the Jets do anything well.
I mean, they lose well.
Well, you guess you're right there, yeah.
Yeah, they lose well, and I mean, they had a big win. I think they must have had a bye week, but they came off a big win against Cincinnati. Because that's wild. Flacco, Burrow, whoever, like that's wild to me. Like that can't happen. Like you cannot lose to this team when you're in the hunt like that. Like that's wild. But neither here or there. Give me the Jets for a 2-game winning streak, baby. Let's go. Back wins. You're feeling good coming off the bye. You went undefeated off the bye. I come in and you're ready to roll. Because once again, it's clear when you win a game like how they won 39-38, it shows that they still have respect for Aaron Glenn. They just have to. That's all. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's half the battle. So I think once again, once you win, people listen more, and you win a game, and people start turning it around. So yeah, I'm gonna give them that one on Sunday.
Good for you. It's actually offensive to me that this game has not been flexed and is not a 4-25 game. The Patriots travel to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. This should be a marquee matchup. This is going to be, I think, another real test, our first real test since the Buffalo game. Might be one of our last for a while. Tampa Bay is a 2.5-point favorite, and they're at home. Typically, you get 2 to 3 points for being at home. So Vegas had this as pretty close to a pick 'em.
Right.
4-0 on the road. Give me 5-0 on the road. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, we'll lose one of the next 2 games coming up when they get back here, but the streak goes to 7. I look forward to a phenomenal fourth quarter between these 2 teams. And I can see Andy Borregales getting the game-winning field goal with about 30 seconds left.
I prefer that Drake May gets a game-winning touchdown.
Sure, but I'm saying I just feel like it's going to be tied. Like, I feel like we're going to be up 24-17. Tampa Bay will come down and tie it, and then Drake May will come down and lead them. Once again, I would love for their fade to Diggs or to Henry or whatever, or like a little, because they know how to get behind the defense now. All of a sudden, been trying to do that for 3-4 years. Now you got guys that, hey, they see that shot, they're taking it. And shout out to Damian Woody, because he's been on that bandwagon. He said there's not a better deep ball thrower in the league than Drake May. And I was like, yes, Damian, I agree. We agree. And we see it on a weekly basis. So now the national media make that narrative go. So we love you for that.
So we're both taking the Pats
Yeah.
away at Tampa Bay. Love that. Again, that game should have been a flex. That should be a primetime game. We have the Saints at Carolina. Give me Carolina. Carolina's 5.5-point favorite. Carolina's a gritty team. They're not as bad as people thought they were. I like the resurgence of Bryce Young. I like how the team plays around him. I don't think he's anything special, but I do think it does take a leader to captivate a locker room like he has, because clearly everyone on that team believes in him and plays for him.
I mean, even though no good quarterback has come from there, he did go to Alabama. And when you're playing with that, no, I'm saying when you're playing with that much talent, even that much, and half of them are going to the league. So they're like, look, can you be the guy? Can you get us there? And yeah, I mean, once again, we saw the turnaround at the end of last year, which is why we thought, okay, all right, you figured it out. Started to figure it out. And no one had them at 5-4. People had Dave Canales on the hot seat, and rightfully so. So for them to have a chance to be 6-4 in their first 10, yeah, I'll take Carolina. Let's do it. Keep pounding. Let's go.
Well, also the Saints are one of the worst football teams I've ever seen in my life. So
correct.
I hate the world that we live in right now. Jacksonville at Houston. I just hate Jacksonville. I hate Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know why I like Houston. Like I find myself not wanting to pick against them because I do like CJ Stroud. I do like Nico Collins.
Mm-hmm.
I love the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
They're a 1.5-point favorite. I'm gonna have to take Jacksonville, unfortunately.
But I'm like, that's a good, once again, right now, in the moment, once again, not what they're going to be in week 17 and 18. Right now, that's a good team. It's a good team.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, once again, and that was wild. Trevor Lawrence ain't losing them games. Like, it's usually okay, he's throwing, maybe might throw 2 or 3 picks, and you're like, oh, wow. But like for somehow, some way, like, maybe because you have the weapons of Travis Hunter and you got Brian Thomas Jr. and Trevor Etienne in the backfield. I don't know, but Liam Cohen, like I said, they I don't know. They got them rocking every week, and I'm just like, wow, okay. But Houston's just not good right now. They're not. As good as they have been, as good as we know CJ Stroud can be and will be. Just hasn't. They're taking a step back this year. So once again, in this moment, not now it's going to be in 2 or 3 years, but in this moment, Jacksonville's better. Whether we think so or not, they're better, and they should win on Sunday.
Yeah, I just heard what you said, and I respect you, but I'm changing my pick. Fuck Jacksonville. I'm changing it. Go Houston. All right, so Arizona at Seattle. I'm still having lots of trouble living in a world where Sam Darnold is a good NFL quarterback and he's winning games, but he is. So give me Seattle.
So let me ask this, because I guess this is more I think applicable to him than it is to Trevor Lawrence, right? Only because no, they both were top picks, whatever. But is Sam Darnold kind of having like a Kirk Cousins redemption arc in that regard? Because that's what it looks like. Because they smoked, I forgot who they played last night. Oh, Washington. They smoked Washington last night. My God. And once again,
I mean,
he's not going like 17-27 for 175 and a touchdown. He's doing like 28-36, 340, 3 touchdowns. Like, he is the reason. It's not like, oh, Kenny Walker, Sharpen. Like, no, at 14 or whatever number he is over there, 14 is balling. And him and JSN have become a really good tandem already. So I'm just like,
dude, he went 21 of 24 and threw for 4 TDs.
Crazy. So it was like, I'm saying, is he having a Kirk Cousins type of redemption arc? That's what it looks like.
He could be having a Baker Mayfield type of redemption arc because, again, he's a top pick, and I would argue that the Jets just didn't know what the fuck to do with him. And then you get that resurgence in Minnesota, but I think ultimately, if he's going to be Kirk Cousins or even Baker Mayfield, he might be a guy that really performs really well in the regular season, then fizzles out in the postseason. But whatever, he's going to get paid. He already got paid. And I counted him out in Seattle before the season started, and he's proven me wrong. Rams at 49ers. So I think we need Purdy to come back, right? I think a couple of things need to happen. Mac Jones did a really great job. Again, I can't believe I'm saying that.
I still run with Mac Jones. To me, Purdy.
Just paid Brock Purdy like $500 million. You got to put him out there.
So I think we had this conversation though, or we've had it before. Are we worried about results or are we worried about feelings?
I don't know.
I think that's a fair question. Are we worried about results or are we worried about feelings? Because we're worried about feelings, then yeah, you put the guy that you gave all that money to and say, hey, here's the key.
I just think that Brock Purdy, based on everything that I've seen, gives you a better chance to win than Mac Jones does. He's a back.
This season. Not last year, but this particular season. We do this a lot, and I'm guilty of it too.
I know.
You talk about what guys have done, but in this moment right now, does Brock Purdy give them a better chance than Mac Jones?
Honestly, I mean, probably not, because Kyle Shanahan's a fucking
and once again, this is the guy he wanted all along. That's the guy he wanted, and now he's showing you why he should have had him. So I'm here for it. Once again, I hate that it didn't work out here. I really do. Obviously, we were definitely on the greener and better pastures. So I'm not mad in that regard, but to see what we thought he could become, and now we're seeing it in San Fran
with their fourth, fifth, and sixth wide receiver. Like, he's not. That's what rattles you the most. He's not throwing to Kittle. He's not throwing to Ayuk. He's not throwing to Pearsall. He's or Debo's gone. He's literally. It's just him and Kendrick Bourne.
Well, I mean, that was his guy here anyway, so that's not a shocker.
Well, and I mean, Christian McCaffrey.
Right. So I mean, yeah, let's not be disrespectful, but
I'm taking the Rams.
No, sure, but I'm saying I think LA finds a way to win too. But I'm saying, like, if we don't think that Mac Jones, once again, in this moment, once again, not in the future, not last year or the year before, in this moment, does he give San Fran the best chance to win? And right now, that answer is yes. Once again, that's a tough pill to swallow. Once again, we just talked about Sam Darnold. We just talked about, like,
I know.
Yeah, like, there's no way.
Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence are all, well, no, fuck Trevor Lawrence, but those three are all good quarterbacks in the NFL. Detroit at Washington. Dane Daniels, that elbow should not bend that way. That was disgusting to watch. So really, it's Detroit traveling to Washington to beat the shit out of Marcus Mariota. So give me Detroit.
It sucks because it looks like it's becoming RG3 Part 2.
I know.
Great rookie season. And then just like that, now you're like, the Monstars took his talent. And took his health stuff off Madden. And injuries all the way up. Injuries on 100. It sucks.
Well, it's a cautionary tale, right?
Even Rondo. Remember when Rondo got his elbows feel like that? Came back in the game and they won the game.
Like a primetime game for Rondo.
Yeah, both a little different, but I mean, that was prime time last night too. It was prime time. Once again, I was waiting for them to have a leap this year in Washington, but when you're relying on the number 2 pick from 2015, that has never panned out and had maybe his best moments throwing a pass to himself.
Yep,
you're in trouble.
No, I'm with you. So that should be. I mean, they should just flex that game right now. They can take the 1:00 time slot, and the Patriots can go to 4:25, but they're not going to.
Well, that's why. Hold on, before we go next, like, so LA and San Fran is both also 4:25. CBS doesn't have a 4:25 that game that week, so I think that's part of the reason why.
Okay, well they have a 4:05, and it's Arizona at Seattle. So, like, come on. But again, the West Coast, you can't have it.
Right, and you can't. Yeah, so so I get it. It sucks.
8:20 Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh at the Chargers. 2 teams that I can't stand. The Chargers are favored by 3.5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick the Chargers because I hate Aaron Rodgers that much.
Oh, so you're gonna make me pick LA? I'm going with the Chargers. No, I'm not gonna play. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, so.
And to close out the week, this should be a hell of a game. Should be. Now, we have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Green Bay, Lambeau Field, take on the Green Bay Packers. I expect Jordan Love to have an excellent game. Why? It's because Philadelphia is an excellent opponent, and Jordan Love likes to play up to his competition or down to his whatever it might be. All I know is the losses that Jordan Love has are against really bad teams, Cleveland and maybe Carolina's not a really bad team, but they should have got blown out by Green Bay. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah. Like you said, Jordan Love shows up when he needs to.
Well, he should show up all the time, but he definitely does not show up.
If you show up against really great opponents, that to me lets us know that you still one of them guys. I know the running joke on here is that he'll be top 15, top 20, but that's more about Patrick hate than anything else. It's not like it's not scrub. But let's be he. But like I say, he hasn't played up to par this year, and that's not debatable. So, but yeah, I'll go that. Like I said, I'm going with they lost to Carolina, and I just think to me, I give them enough juice to get it done on Monday night. So I'm excited to see that.
Well, we did it again, Ray. Another week, another episode down. This has been another episode of MTP Boston for your boy, Hollywood Rayshawn Buchanan. This is Michael Marcangelo saying thank you so much for listening, for watching on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for the Power Ranking Show, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye. Thank you.